This weather report brought to you by the King Living Summer Sale on now.
Good evening. It's been a humid Australia Day Sunday across much of Queensland, and that humidity is helping to fuel some heavy rain in the tropics. But starting in the southeast, a few patchy showers. Brisbane reached a muggy top of 30 degrees, Ipswich 32. Zooming out, and the skies have come to life up north. Off the back of widespread falls over 100 millimetres in the past day, we now have a huge cluster of storms over northern Queensland this evening. A severe storm warning is current for heavy rain and damaging winds in this yellow area here, including Longreach and Winton. Now, the rain will keep on coming, with heavy falls continuing across the northern Queensland until the middle of the week, especially on the east coast. Flooding and flash flooding are likely there, and a severe weather warning is current from Townsville inland towards Hewenden. 6-hourly rain totals up to 200 millimetres from tonight. Around the nation tomorrow, a couple of showers, a top of 28 degrees in Sydney, a hot one in Perth, pushing up to 39 degrees there. Back to northern Queensland, plenty of blue on the screen here. That's showing the forecast rain. We're looking at rain and storms in Cairns and Mackay, while heavy falls are more likely around Townsville. In the south, heavy falls also possible if storms get going around Longreach, then showers running from Emerald towards the coast and down to about Bundaberg. Now back to the southeast, mostly dry, though you couldn't rule out the odd brief shower. Still muggy, 32 degrees for Oxley and Kenmore. Even Redcliffe should push up around that 30-degree mark. Boaties east-northeast winds to 10 knots and seas below a metre inside the bay. So in Brisbane, muggy tonight on 24 degrees. Keep that fan on. Then a mostly dry top of 31 degrees tomorrow for the public holiday. And it's staying humid but mostly dry on Tuesday as kids start heading back to school. Now in Ipswich, Wednesday should be hottest, a top of 36 degrees, but remaining hot and humid through the next week. On the Gold Coast, dry icons here, though there is a lingering 20 or 30% chance of some showers most days. And sunshine coasters, well, you're more likely to see the odd shower on Tuesday. Then again around Friday and Saturday, we're looking fairly hot and humid again, tops steady around 31 degrees. That's today's weather. Now it's time for something very special.
Yes, you're very right, Tony. It certainly is. Are you ready for this?
I've been bracing myself, Paddy. Let's see what you've got.
Well, I was here the day you began, and it's an honour to be here this evening in the studio with you. Kay, for 40 years you've been welcomed into living rooms across this great state, and I've got to say what an incredible journey it's been.
Something to behold, elegant and bold.
Police decided to end their siege of the Burleigh National Park just after midday today.
Kay hit TV screens in Brisbane in 1979.
Well, this is obviously the sort of sport where you've got to start young. And I'm Kay McGrath.
Not as a newsreader, but a crime reporter.
Here we go, it's ringing now.
Police Operations, Inspector Thompson.
Yes, hello, it's Kay McGrath speaking. Listen, I'm on Logan Road and I've just seen a terrible assault.
Whereabouts in Logan Road, Kay?
Well, actually, it's right outside the police station.
When I started in the news industry, there were Olivetti typewriters, ashtrays, and even the tea trolley in the afternoons.
It wasn't long until Kay was promoted to the news desk.
Good evening, I'm Kay McGrath.
First at Brisbane's TVO, then lured by Christopher Skase to Channel 7 to launch a national breakfast business show.
I'm Kay McGrath, good morning.
A switch to prime time in Brisbane followed.
7 Nightly News with Frank Warwick and Kay McGrath.
Good evening.
And that's when my wonderful partnership with Frank Warwick began. We had a great on-air relationship and had a very successful partnership there for 13 years.
Nobody knows Brisbane like 7. 7 Nightly News knows Brisbane.
An era when who knew what was crucial as Queensland emerged from the shadow of corruption.
7 Nightly News presents the Fitzgerald Inquiry Report.
Well, it's been a remarkable day for Queensland with the long-awaited release of the Fitzgerald Inquiry Report.
Brisbane was changing.
And there we go, 10:30, June 20, 1992, the South Bank Parklands officially open.
And the convention centre.
500,000 people are expected to come through.
And Treasury Casino. After 13 years with Frank...
Well, we could use that shot.
We've got the tarpaulins and things up.
2 kids trapped in the house.
He retired to go caravanning.
Then I remarried, found a new TV husband in the form of the delightful, wonderful, inimitable Rod Young and his moustache, who we all love so dearly.
This is 7 News. with Kay McGrath and Rod Young.
I'd only ever read the news solo at the ABC and couldn't have found a better workmate.
The best news 24/7.
So many big stories. Cyclone Larry.
There is a lot of anger and frustration at what has happened.
Black Saturday.
Well, Rod, this is ground zero for the Victorian bushfire disaster.
The Brisbane floods.
Now, the surge of water is on its way here.
Royal visits.
These are memories that are going to last for generations, aren't they?
Royal weddings.
Not a snub, according to Buckingham Palace.
Remembering September 11.
And Kay McGrath in New York.
And the day a boy vanished while waiting for a bus.
We want Daniel back.
An entire state did too.
Queensland, show your support.
Clues would lead to a suspect. And a court case Queensland tuned in for.
If you've just joined us, I'm on the phone to 7 reporter Eamon Atkinson, who is inside the Supreme Court and is relaying what is happening. We'd rehearsed that verdict. We'd rehearsed it both ways. We'd rehearsed a not guilty verdict and a guilty verdict. And the not guilty verdict just wouldn't wash with me. Guilty, confirming Brett Peter Cowan guilty on 2 counts. Excuse me. This is a very emotional time. So when that genuine verdict came down and I heard Eamon Atkinson, the reporter, say in my ear, guilty. Brett Peter Cowan, guilty. It was, and it still affects me. But it just came from down here and up. And that sense of relief, vindication, all of that for Bruce and Denise. And that will stay with me, clearly, for the rest of my life. And I'm just a reporter and the patron, proud patron of the foundation. And that's a legacy that his parents, Bruce and Denise, are determined to continue.
For decades behind the scenes, Kay's been a driving force in the fight against child abuse, long before it was fashionable. She's co-chair of the Domestic and Family Violence Prevention Council and has been honoured with the Olympic flame and the Queen's Baton.
I'm doing it for the kids and I'm doing it for families. Well done, you.
Now officially a Queensland great.
I am so proud. Thank you so much.
Very well deserved. Do I get the part? This means I can have big dinner tonight.
Employees allege the man worked Sorry, just give me a moment. At least I should have it all out by 6 o'clock.
I hope so. I've never seen you look so serious.
In 1915, the land that is now the heart of surfers' paradise, it was then called Elston, went up for sale. Just several months later, another real estate development was also advertised as... You noticed, sir? It's a bad habit I have.
It's fair to say fashion has changed a little over our time.
Let's face it, we like the way we live.
I've had the big earrings, the huge shoulder pads, the hair that wouldn't move in Cyclone Larry, you know. Had it all.
Met so many people.
Hey, Kay.
Hello.
How are you? Great to see you.
Fabulous to meet you. Please, have a seat.
Good to have you out of the studio.
They let me out occasionally.
Occasionally?
Only for the big stories.
I met you in '79 and, like, you know, you probably don't remember.
We watch you every night. It is good to see you in person. Thank you, Kay.
Kay McGrath from Channel 7 in Brisbane. How are you feeling?
You Kay McGrath?
I am. Frank's offsider.
You don't know what's happened to your hair?
I've been out in the wind.
And experienced so much.
Well, here on the ground in Shanghai, this trip is taking us all out of our comfort zones.
So I think I'm going to pay dearly for this tomorrow.
Okay, gently. Now put your foot on the accelerator.
You know which one's the accelerator?
I've worked out which is the accelerator, thanks, Tom. We're off. You hanging on?
Yeah.
you know, I'm so grateful for all of those experiences that my job has given me. I've been paid to do this.
So why step back?
It's time for me to make a change. I didn't want to rust on that news desk.
But it's not goodbye. Kay will file special reports for 7 News, plus you'll see her on Queensland Weekender.
I'm not retiring, I'm repurposing. You like that?
Wonderful tribute. You know, your entire Channel 7 family wish you well. I'm going to leave the stage to you. For my part, 3 decades. You've been a great friend, you've been a great ally, and it's been a privilege.
And the privilege has been mine as well, Paddy, to work so closely with you, and I really value our very special friendship. You could see Murphy Brown was a big influence on me back in the day, can't you? But as we saw earlier in the Bulletin, though, so many people doing so many good things, but not in front of the camera. I have been truly blessed. And it's been a blast. And Katrina, what a pleasure to hand over the weekend duties to you. The viewers are in very good hands.
Kay, it is an absolute privilege to have your blessing as I step into your very stylish shoes. I could honestly say that I can't think of anyone better to have worked with and to have learned from. You are a true class act, and thank you for blazing such an outstanding trail for all of us women in media.
Thank you, Katrina. Thank you. Well, let's wrap this up, folks. And as I sign off for the last time, I would particularly like to thank you. This is where I might lose it. You've invited me into your lounge rooms over the last 40 years. We've grown older together, and I wouldn't be here tonight without your loyalty and support, and of course the odd bit of advice. Thank you also to my family here at Channel 7 for the love, the support and the friendship. Where are those tissues, Paddy? It's been a wonderful ride in front of the camera, but of course that wouldn't be possible without the fabulous team behind the scenes. And I also really want to pay credit to Channel 7 for always supporting the children's charities I'm involved with, Protect All Children Today, Act for Kids and the Daniel Morcombe Foundation, and the work being done to prevent domestic violence. A special thank you to my patient, wise, supportive partner Richard, my sons Nick and Joey, daughters Lisa and Perry. And as a woman of a certain age, to be able to call time on my terms is rather refreshing, so let's hope there's more of that ahead. Having many years behind you doesn't mean that the best ones aren't ahead, so stay tuned. So tonight, it's not goodbye, but rather see you later. And on that note, thanks for your company this Australia Day Sunday. From the entire team, have a very good night.
Wish you well. Wish you well. Wish you well.